Let's throw out our double-sided tape and grab a spray bottle of vinegar and let's get ourselves free and back to writing. When we write, we tend to get stuck at times, either it be not knowing where to go next or not sure how your character or other characters may be feeling in that moment that fits with the personality you have given them. Well, in today's episode, I will be giving you 5 tips and tricks to help you get unstuck in your story writing. So let's get right into it with 1. Make something unexpected happen. Sometimes when I'm writing, especially when I first start out a new story, the world and entirety of the plot aren't fully known to myself. I tend to allow the words to guide me wherever they wish to go, and I just act as a mediator to help ensure they are coherent and don't possess any plot holes. For the later chapters, I tend to plot out a bit more, but in the end, just allowing the words to guide you and allowing something unexpected to happen will definitely help with getting you out of the rut you may be in. 2. Change the perspective. Even if you're writing a story with only one POV, you can still try and change the perspective of characters you're writing in. For example, when I'm writing dream sequences, I'll sometimes have the main character dreaming from a side character's perspective. But if you don't really do dream sequences, then you can also try just writing out the chapter in a side character's perspective, get a better feel for the situation and how people may be feeling, and then rewrite it with a better understanding of your main character in that moment. 3. Have the scene take on later in the timeline. I do this quite often, especially when I have a few points I need to have made in a chapter for the plot, but I don't want all those extra words to do it. So instead, I will write my chapter to be later on than the last chapter, and instead have a summary pointing out the facts that have been missed. That way the story doesn't become boring and rambly for that chapter, and it saves me from getting stuck trying to get through all of the words. 4. Have your main character act instead of react. I understand a lot of main characters may be shy introverts, but if you really are stuck on what to write next, then maybe it is time to have them act out. Have them speak up, do something courageous, go for the kiss, tell someone they're wrong, grab the sword and demand apologies for who have mistreated them. This is, of course, more understandable for later chapters. However, if you could also have the character daydream about acting over reacting, about what they really want to do and say, and then have them be brought back down to reality where they're still shy and choosing to just smile and nod. This tip also works in the reverse of the situation. Perhaps you have a character who speaks before they think. If it helps move the story along, then you can have them stop and think for once. Let things happen around them instead of always trying to be involved. This can also work with the daydreaming perspective as well. You can have them think about the dangers of a situation, such as jumping off a cliff with no water or safety at the bottom, and they come to the decision that, yes, it is dangerous, and yes, there are safer options, but in the end, they still choose to go off the cliff. 5. Have characters trust/distrust your main characters. Something I hate that people do, especially my boyfriend, is when they question me on things I have years of experience and knowledge in. For example, cooking. As some of you may know, I am a chef. My boyfriend can't cook scrambled eggs or even rice to save his life. Yet, every single day without fail, he questions my choices in ingredients when it comes to cooking. And every single time, I make him a delicious meal and explain to him how much it hurts me that he does that, only for him to do it again 5 minutes later. So you could try that with your characters. Have a character not believe in them despite them having years of experience and proving time and time again why they are so talented in their profession. Like an explosive specialist, for example, the kind that deactivates bombs. Have someone question whether they'll be good enough, and have that character prove them wrong. It also works the other way around. Have people wholeheartedly believe in a character to do something that they have little to no experience in. I also have an example from my life for this one. I was at camp and me and the other campers were put into teams and were given various swimming challenges, one of which was doing a handstand underwater. Now, I had recently grown and gained a lot, so even before the challenge started, I was struggling to keep my body balanced. However, I was confident when asking to be chosen for that challenge, and my team, without question, chose me. I ended up being like first or second out of 5 to fail. I was so terrified by their reactions, but thankfully they were all really supportive. And the thing is, we had a kid that had done gymnastics all her life on our team, and yet they still chose me, the 170-pound, newly 5'8" 11-year-old. They also had chosen me for the race around camp, of which half the team was more doubtful of, given my size, while the other half was confident because of my size. So they ended up choosing me because my name is Porscha. I didn't want to race because I knew my stamina was horrible and my speed was nothing compared to those around me. But I was still chosen, and once again, I had come in last to second last. But well, yeah. I'm sure that those little bits of my life can give you even a hint of how you can make your story progress, whether it be taking aspects from my life or using some memories from your own. Check out my novels on Amazon and Kobo, link in description. Check out Quill and Scroll Stash in description. Check out the Creative Writing Club Discord server in the description. Check out my personal Instagram at dark_night_wolves. And I would like to thank you all, once again, for welcoming me back with open arms. Keep in mind that next week will be our week of creativity, so make sure to keep an eye out for new episodes coming out every day between the 4th and the 11th. Have a great rest of your day.